Hi, everybody. Dave Clark from InspectCheck-net. Today, we're going to talk about pipe support and specifically water supply and then drain, which is mostly PVC, cast iron too, and even lead. Still see a lot of that out there. But so there seems to be definitely some confusion out there about the different. I know there's a couple different codes. There's the international code and National Plumbing Code. I think there's another one too, but there's different plumbing codes. We're going to pretty much talk about the IPC, International Plumbing Code. They're similar. There may be a change here or there. These are the latest standards, but I see improperly supported pipes all the time, and even to the point where there's going to be an issue. So before we talk about specifically what those are, and I have a nice detail for you on that, let me show you. I'll give you some entertainment here right off the bat. And I am going to share my screen with you. And let's take a look at just some issues with pipes. So we're going to just start here. I'm just going to go through these so you could see what's going on. So sharing my screen here. And we could see, yeah, there's not a hanger anywhere. We got gas pipe back here too. Let me get some color here. You got gas pipe that's not supported. You've got PEX that's not supported. The CPVC isn't supported either. It goes all the way across. We know about that connection, right? I'm not too happy with those. So a lot of problems here. Again, not supported, so it puts a lot of stress on the joints. Okay, and definitely, something we're going to call out. So I'll just show you a couple more here. And let's take a look over at this one now. Again, same thing. Really, I wanted to point this one out. I mean, they're doing something here. I'm not sure what. But see, this pipe is just hanging here, just hanging by itself. These are, there needs to be vertical and horizontal support. We'll talk about that. Laying on top of a girder, a beam in this case, a joist or something like that is really not acceptable, right? It has to be properly supported. So laying on top of something is not good either. Let's take a look at this guy over here. And here we go. We've got one. Oh, that's nice. We've got one support there. A couple of things with the supports, right? It should be the same material as the pipe or plastic maybe. So we could probably use a plastic one here. I'd like to see the copper going in. But for CPVC or PEX, it should not be a metal support. Okay, I see that all the time too. All right, so again, this is it. This pipe is unsupported and all the way here, and it goes back quite a distance. I know it's cut off. This pipe is laying on the ground. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Let's see what else we got here. Let's take a look at this one. Another issue. Now I'm in a crawl space, one of my favorite places to be. We've got a shutoff. Really, you should have a support on both sides of that shutoff. If you're going to have, a hanger here and a hanger here, nothing there, just hanging there, hanging there. This is laying on the ground. Okay, so I think you get the point that we have to make sure that it's properly supported. I'll show you a couple others just for fun. Here's another one. Okay. And yeah, lots of shark bite type fittings, right? Or press fittings, I think that some people call them, going from PEX. And anytime, you see something like this, there should be supports around this. It shouldn't be just hanging there. There's one support coming up here. It looks like a couple in here. But for the most part, you can see how this is dipped here. Not a good support. I've seen PEX bundled together and then going up a wall. No matter what, you need to have proper support. See here, there's nothing, just hanging there. So not good. We see this all the time. And let me just show you one more. And or actually maybe two. Another situation here. I'm not sure what happened here. I don't know if somebody, it looks like they sprayed something. And that could have been that spray gunk to stop leaks. Not sure. But again, no support here. No support on this pipe. This is laying over the top of it. There has to be a spacing. Should be probably the hot and cold water should be spaced about 4 to 6 inches apart. It should not be this close. That's kind of a code thing too, but I think it's a good thing for home inspectors. Anytime I see something like this, I call it out and say that they should be spaced further. All right, so I'm just going to show you one more because I want to look at a drain waste vent. And there it is. Again, you could see that there's something's going on here. That's not a nice clean fit. It looks like it's angled down. Not sure about this. Again, you know, there's a hanger here, and this goes a long distance, a long distance, long distance, long distance without a proper support. You know, so pipes up here, nothing. You know, you have no support in this anywhere except for right here. So, you know, we definitely have that. I'm not going to say it's a major defect. It could become a major defect. Or if you see leaks in an area where the pipe is sagging, then absolutely, right? But we don't go crazy with this as home inspectors, but we want to use the right type of supports. And we said for metal pipe, it should be the same type of material as that metal. For plastic pipe, PEX, CPVC, ABS, anything, it should not be metal hangers. Okay, we have plastic hangers, or plastic would be the way to go. All right, so I want to head over to here now. And so how are we going to report on this? Again, oh, actually, let me do something first. Let me show you this I created here for you. Right here. All right, so let's take a look at this. This is a great thing to reference. Sometimes you have it on your phone, but you get to know it after a while. So let's take a look. So ABS pipe should be, we'll talk about horizontal spacing max in feet, vertical spacing max in feet. So ABS 4 and 10. Aluminum, you know, we don't see a lot of aluminum. I know some people use it for gas. Really not recommended in my mind for gas, but it's out there. So 10 feet horizontal, 15 feet in vertical. Brass, don't see a lot of that either, but we do see some. So 10 and 15. But here's what these ones coming down. These are the ones we see mostly, right? CPVC, 1 inch and smaller, very common, right? See a lot of CPVC. So it should be supported every 3 feet horizontally, every 10 feet vertically. CPVC 1 1/4 and larger. Probably don't see a lot of that in a residential application, but definitely in some commercial. 4 and 10, pretty close. Copper, of course, we see lots of copper, a little more rigid, and that should be every 12 feet max horizontal, every 10 feet vertical spacing. Copper tube, again, so that's going to be more of a flexible copper tube, and 1 1/4 inch diameter and smaller, every 6 feet. It should be supported horizontally, 10 feet vertically. Copper tube, again, the larger copper tube can go a little bit longer, 10 feet and 10 feet. PEX, we see a lot of that now, just about everywhere. So 1 inch and smaller PEX, 2.67. So I hear a lot of plumbers say 3 feet with every 3 feet, but 2.67 is really right out of the code book. But if I see it at 3 feet, I'm okay with that. 10 feet vertically, and PEX, and that's for 1 inch and smaller, which is the lion's share of the stuff we're seeing. But 1 1/4 and larger, that's out there too, every 4 feet, and then 10 feet vertically. PVC, yes. Everything's, the drains are all PVC. So again, horizontal spacing on PVC 4 and then 10 vertically. Lead pipe should be continuously supported horizontally and then 4 feet vertical. We don't see a lot of lead pipe. There's older lead pipe. Really, if we see lead pipe, we're going to recommend that that's replaced anyway with probably PVC, and then we would default to here. So this is a nice little chart for you to look at. And again, we want the hot and cold line about 4 to 6 inches apart, depending on what reference you're using. But we definitely don't want it against itself like we saw in that other picture. So let's go to the report. How would we report this? Very simple. This is maybe one of the more simple things. So water source, again, we're looking at InspectCheck, public, location. Where is that the main? Where's that main entrance come in? We always like to do that. In this place, we had basement and crawl space. Water supply, and we see PVC, PEX, copper, we've seen it all. Size of the lines, of course, easy stuff. And really, we would just come over here if it's not a big deal, right? The pipe should be properly supported and or secured to avoid damage. Simple. And if you want to put location in there, you can, but in most of the pictures you saw was pretty obvious. It wasn't supported anywhere. Insulate in the crawl space, we saw that. A lot of lines running in the crawl space that are not insulated. I don't care what the material is, it could freeze. And if it's really severe and there's a problem, you know, unsatisfactory connections noted, you can probably hit this. If there's areas, of course, if there's leaks in areas where there should be a support, I would definitely make that note too. Okay, same thing with drain waste vent. Same thing, we would go in the same place. We noted PVC, we were working on this report earlier, and properly support pipes. Same thing. In a crawl space, can they freeze? Oh, yes, they can. Depending on the size of the pipe. I don't think I've seen a 3 or 4 inch, but I've definitely seen an 1.25 inch pipes freeze. So we would make a note of that, you know, in the crawl space. Okay, as far as that saddle connection, I would definitely put improper connection here, not properly connected, pipes not properly connected, and I would make a note there and put saddle drain on that one. So very simple, not a big deal. You know, this video is more really to just inform you on the different types of spacing and hanger requirements, because this is violated all the time. I don't care if it's a new build, I see it all the time, and I just shake my head, and you know, it's just not properly properly supported. So I hope this helped you out a little bit, and it's a good little chart that you can follow. Please subscribe to our channel, and we're going to, you know, keep these videos out. I've got so much material that I like to share with you. So subscribe below. You can also go to homeinspectortrainingonline.com, and there's even more information there, and some white papers and other types of things that will help you out when you're out there in the field. So have a great day. Till next time. See you soon.